Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. Thank you for joining me wherever you are joining me. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. And if you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like it, make sure you subscribe. Always appreciate all of the support that we receive. It is Tuesday. Allow me once again to send my thank you to everyone who has given their life in service of. Didn't have a Talk Spicy yesterday, so didn't get an opportunity to say that, but wanted to let those know who have people who have paid the ultimate sacrifice that we really do appreciate it. And as we continue to work towards the ideals that most of those people gave their life for, because we fall short every day, I'd love to get to a point where people don't have to give their lives in service of others. But I sure am happy that people are still out there willing to do it. You know, the NBA Finals are set, and the Golden State Warriors have been sitting around waiting for their opponent, and it will be the Boston Celtics. I think I predicted that the Boston Celtics would win it in 5. In 6. I thought once they were able to collect back-to-back victories that it would be easier for them to then go ahead and do away with the Heat. But the Heat rallied back in Boston. They were able to get it done. But you could see, at least in my opinion, you could see from the moment they started that there was only really one person willing to empty the clip in that Boston Heat game 7 on the Heat side, and that was Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler was the only one that was there and ready to leave it all on the court. It's not to say that I don't believe the other guys were trying to win or that they weren't ready to play. I'm not saying that, but real ones know. Like, people who really ball, they understand what was going on. Like, Jimmy Butler did everything in his power to will that team to a Game 7 victory. And the sad part about it is if they would have won, they probably would have been swept in the finals. And so, knowing how much Jimmy Butler has done to try to will this Miami Heat team to a victory, it's pretty crazy to me, alarming almost, that so many people wanted to blame Jimmy Butler for taking that last shot. So I decided to try to bring you into the world of the ball player. And instead of trying to say it as if I understand what NBA players are going for or are going through, because I don't want all of you trying to kill me like, oh, well, you never played in the league, you don't know. I was a ball player. And not only was I a ball player, I was a damn good ball player. I was an extremely intelligent basketball player. So the first thing you understand when you're playing the game of basketball is you understand, A, you always want to feed the hot hand. If somebody's hot, you put your ego aside, you get it to the hand that's hot. The other thing that you want to know about basketball is if we need a bucket, if we absolutely need a bucket, who do I feel comfortable with taking that shot regardless of whether it goes in or not? So, if we go back to this game, who had the hot hand? Jimmy Butler. If we go to this game, if you're trying to take a shot in a critical moment, Who would you want to have the shot and you would live with the results? Jimmy Butler. So from that standpoint, I don't give a damn what happened when he took the shot. It does not matter to me whether the shot went in or whether it did not go in. His entire job was to take that shot. Why? He was the hot hand, and he's the one who I want taking that shot, that critical shot in the game. He fills both of those categories. Now, if we look at it from Jimmy Butler's perspective, and I'm going to use the word I, so if you're just jumping in now, you're not going to know what's going on, but go back, rewind, you'll get it. So if I'm Jimmy Butler, this is how I see it. I've been out here balling. I got the party started early. Even when we were losing bad, I was the one buoying us with the points. But I can see something. I could tell we're not at the top of our game today. It is no buckets are coming easy. No buckets are coming easy. Everything that we have to work for. We can't get a foul called for us. For some reason, and I don't know why, it's not a lot of fouls being called. So our ability to get easy baskets via the free throw line, they don't exist. They don't exist, not as much as they would normally exist. They don't exist. So if now we're sitting back and we don't have the opportunity to get easy buckets, right? If we don't have an ability to get easy buckets, and I can tell we're not at our peak performance-wise as a team, then I have to say, how do we shorten this game? Because the longer the game goes on, the better chance that there is we're going to get blown out. We can't run them down again. We got down. We exasperated all of our energy trying to get back into the game. We're beat up. We're tired. Right? We're beat up. We're tired. So now, when you give me the opportunity to take a wide open shot that would essentially have a chance to end the game, right? That would put us up, as opposed to go inside or drive it to take a shot that might miss, or let's just say we win it, but it doesn't, but it's going to tie the game. When you give me the opportunity to win or tie in that moment, knowing what we have versus what they have, I'm trying to get it over with now. If you've ever played pickup basketball and you're going to 11, when you get to 9, people start looking at jacking the 3. Why? You got to win by 2, number one, and you're not trying to prolong this game. Because you know the longer it goes, the worse your knees feel. You're old. You can't breathe. You want to get back to the sideline where your beer is. All of the pickup game stuff. But the same logic applies at the highest level. If that game last night, or not last night, but if that game 2 nights ago, if that game goes into overtime, the Celtics win by double digits. There's nothing left. How could you people not see it? There's nothing left. So I did what I needed to do in order to try to win the game. in order to try to win the game, I went for the three. I missed. And I'm willing to take responsibility for it. Notice you haven't seen Jimmy Butler coming out and trying to go against other people who are trying to drag his name through the mud today. You don't see Jimmy Butler out there trying to defend himself. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to. He doesn't have to stop what he's doing in order to justify to people who don't do this he doesn't have to justify himself to people who don't do this. Listen, man, I knew what was going on. This is me if I'm Jimmy. Now, if he comes out and says, hey, my guys didn't have it, so I was trying to get the game over with because I knew if we went into overtime, we're getting the doors blown off us. If he comes out and says that, you kill him. Oh, he's a horrible teammate. How can he throw his teammates under the bus like that? He's got to be a better leader. Then, so he says nothing. He takes responsibility, and you kill him. If he doesn't take the shot, say he drives, they collapse on him, which they would have, he kicks it to another teammate who we just said didn't have it that day, and they don't make the shot. Everybody will say, you're the leader. If you want to be the superstar, you have to take that shot. See, this is the type of stuff that you guys use to murder LeBron James for years, to legitimately destroy him for years. You guys said he was afraid to take the shot at the end, when in reality, LeBron James always made sure that his teams got the best shot, not the best shot from him or the best shot that he could take in the moment. They got the best shot. And you murdered him. The most unselfish superstar on a basketball court since Magic Johnson, and you guys murdered him. You called him everything but a child of God. And now I see all of these fat, sloppy, unathletic, never shot a shot in your life, silly take having dudes out here with platforms trying to talk about how awful the decision was for Jimmy Butler to take a wide open three-point shot that would have won the game, or at least, at the very least, put them up in the game. I'm offended for Jimmy. The audacity of you dudes. The audacity of you women. Like, if you want to be critical on a 48-minute level. If you want to be critical of the Heat, I'm here for it. You got to show up better. As a team, you got to show up better if you're the Heat. If you want to be critical of the series, okay. How do you have home court advantage and don't really take advantage of the home court? I'm here for that. If you want to be critical of the coaches, hey, why was Duncan Robinson, one of your best three-point shooters on the team, not really getting minutes for the entirety of the series? I'm here for that. I'll listen. But if you want to be critical of Jimmy Butler, who did what he did in Boston, who has done what he's done this entire series, he's the only reason they're in this series. I asked the question, yesterday, I said, if you changed Luka Doncic with Jimmy Butler, if you inserted Luka into Jimmy Butler's spot, do the Heat go to the finals? Not one person said yes. These were some of the same people who were sitting there saying that Luka Doncic needs more help. Well, guess what? Miami would be more help. Because Miami has a guy who's a big. Miami has guys who have made the All-Star team. Everybody told me that Luka Doncic needed more help. Yet, when I asked people, if you change out Luka Doncic for Jimmy Butler, do they get it done? Everybody came back with no, they probably get swept, or they probably only go 5. See, because what Jimmy Butler brings to the table, Luka Doncic doesn't. And yes, Luka does some things better than Jimmy Butler, but they're all on the offensive side, and none of them make you better as a team. Luka Doncic is the new James Harden. And we know how that movie ends. So if Luka doesn't do something to adjust his game, like, hey, become more invested on defense, how could you do that? Be in better shape. Hey, turn down some of those ridiculous shots you're taking because you're not Steph Curry. There's no rule that says you have to average 28, 29 points in order to be a star. You're a point guard. If Luka Doncic, and by the way, while we're talking about this, Trae Young as well, they're the same dude. They're just in different bodies. If you want to see yourself maximize your potential, it's not in trying to be the leading scorer for your team. If you give away 4 points because neither one of you shoot efficiently, if you give away 4 points, maybe 6 points, and you average 22 a game, I guarantee you that's probably going to result in another 6 assists. So now imagine Luka Doncic or Trae Young averaging 22, 23 points a game, 16, 17 assists a game. If you're turning down shots, there's an opportunity for more rebounds. So now you're talking about Luka Doncic probably averaging a triple-double. You can still be a star without having to score all the time. So Luka has some work to do. The same way that people think that all Luka needs is talent, how is that talent ever going to get the ball when Luka dominates it? So if you're Jimmy Butler and you see what's going on, I'm here for all of that other stuff. You want to talk about what the Heat could have done better? I'm here for it. You got any smoke for Jimmy Butler? I'm not here for that. We will get into arguments on social media all day about Jimmy Butler slander. There'll be none around these parts. If I don't follow you and I see Jimmy Butler slander, I'm coming in for the defense. If I follow you and I see Jimmy Butler Jimmy Butler slander, you're definitely getting the smoke. It's time we start putting blame and responsibility where it belongs. It's time that we stop giving these backhanded comments like, hey, Jimmy Butler's a warrior, but ... Jimmy Butler's great. He's got all of the heart, but Every time the but comes, I know that the BS is coming after it. I know that the slander is coming after it. We're not here for it. Stop blaming the people who don't deserve blame. Not in today's society where we all have video. I don't need to call out anybody from the Heat. The game calls them out for itself. You know who really didn't show up. You know who really didn't get the job done when it needed to be done. You know who needs to be accountable for that loss, for the loss in the series. And none of those names are Jimmy Butler. Zero. It's just not how it works. And real ones know. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Talk Spicy. I'm Coach Gene Clemens. We do this thing a few times a week. Rate the show, comment, agree, disagree, but whatever you do, keep it spicy. 5-star ratings are appreciated. If you're joining me on the YouTube channel, make sure you like and subscribe. If you're joining me on Spotify, make sure that you subscribe. Leave comments. We want to hear from you. Come on. Till tomorrow. Peace.